Matías Pino and welcome to UAH News. In the year 2017, an alarming 45% of homophobic and transphobic cases reports increased in Chile. Moreover, 2017 was called the Year of the Fury, where an explosive increase of abuse cases rose against LGBT people and activists. This name was given by a professional that did the 16th Annual Report of Human Rights of the Sexual and Gender Diversity, made by the Movimiento de Integración y Liberación Homosexual, also known as MOVI. We have some guests today to discuss about how we can help solving this problem. Here we have Allan Álvarez, a MOVI professional representative, Joaquín Orellana, a professor from Instituto Nacional who has experienced abuse cases in his school, and finally, Fabián Ortiz, a child who used to be victim of discrimination. Allan, how do you think the Chilean society can deal with these issues?
First of all, we have to state exactly for the audience and you guys what exactly is the It Gets Better project, which made these studies and surveys. These studies studies what the problems of the LGBT youth has to go through and cope with. Some of these examples are cyberbullying and any other acts of discrimination. In fact, this studio said that 70.3% of these students, the LGBT youth of course, don't feel safe at their own schools because of their sexual orientation. And many of them have experienced a lot of this cyberbullying, bullying, and they tend to get suicidal thoughts or depression because of this. I think this is a worrying issue because at their schools and even in their homes, they do not feel safe. And when they go to a professor or to their parents, they definitely don't get a proper response. So they close themselves to other people and feel threatened every day.
How these cases are handled at schools? Please, Joaquin, can you tell us how a professor should act in situations like this, or how can you deal with these issues?
First of all, thank you for the invitation, Matías, and thank you to my mates here. I know that is a really important issue. Nevertheless, in the planification, the people can say easily, okay, we must do work, we must do focus on the school, but fixing the problem is not that easy. Maybe in the first grades of the school, the kids can be more tolerated because I don't know if I want to encourage respect and values today, they will going to understand, you know. But the problem is not the children's, it's the oldest one, because how, like a teacher, how can I give the knowledge and the values to these kids? They barely pay me attention to my classes. I really don't know if they going to listen to me talking about respect or changing their thoughts or a point of view. Really, I don't know.
There exist many ways to teach these values to kids and teenagers. Remember, I experienced their kind of episode in my school.
To be victim of discrimination. Fabián, can you tell us your position about what Joaquin said?
I suffer many episodes of discrimination from my classmates, since they were not used to dealing with a transgender person, which is why I think that the best way to teach teenagers and kids how to face this case is not just by teaching these values to accept a transgender or a homosexual person.
In addition to this, what must be done is to address the issues in an open manner with the purpose of reflecting and reconsidering heterosexuals so they are open accepting the social reality in which we live, and make them realize that we all have the same right and we are
Testimonies
equal.
from different people related to the subject. Mr. Allan, could you tell us how is the situation in Chile and what are the consequences of these acts of discrimination?
I think this topic is extremely relevant and important because there are people in danger when we don't talk about this. By ignoring these people and the actions that they go through, we create dangerous spaces for them. We should stop accepting this kind of homophobic and transphobic behaviors, and we should start encouraging the LGBT youth to speak, to act, and to be free among their classmates and their schools. They deserve safer spaces, and we need to empathize with them. Something really relevant on this topic. Here in Chile, 1 out of 4 LGBT youth has tried to commit suicide because of the lack of attention that their parents and their schools give them when it comes to these acts of discrimination. In fact, a total of 59% of these students do not know if there exists a coexistence manual in their schools to protect them from bullying and these violent acts made by their classmates or any other of their peer groups. And 42% of the students that were picked to answer the survey said that even at their homes, their parents did not do anything to change this situation. So they feel worried and they fear going to those schools. And these are not the special cases. This kind of situation happens all around the world when it comes to the LGBT youth. And I think we need to start addressing that this problem is present in our society and we do not give them enough attention.
On its way to become a more diverse and inclusive nation. And what do you think about the marches, the LGBT marches?
It's progressing towards a more inclusive and diverse nation. And I think it is exactly because of those LGBT marches that are happening that we are progressing forward. We must put in account that this has been going on since like 2011, and the Mobile and many other communities of LGBT people are strongly doing their movement. They are expressing themselves, and from time to time we are accepting them and their rights and they already got the civil union, which legally protects the couple in their marriage. And now they are looking forward to the gay marriage, a more traditional one, the ones that we all have access to, but they do not. And I think it is essential for them as citizens, just like ourselves, to have the same liberties and be under the same laws, for them to be as free as us. They matter just as us, and we need to be more. We need to empathize with them. We need to be more inclusive. So yes, I do think that Chile is moving forward and definitely growing a stronger sense of empathy.
Fabián, have you experienced some of those issues?
Yes, especially with the teachers, since they never worried about the episode of discrimination that I live. Listen, Fabian, a teacher never, I say never, want to see or let there be exist bullying from a student to another. It's something that all we have, and less if it is about homophobic and transphobic. Is awful. I really don't want to see this. Listen. However, for us, it's so difficult. Is eradicate this problem between a bully and a LGBT student. It's not easy. Okay, because it's so hard. Why? You can ask me why it's so hard. I said that. Okay. I, like a teacher, I talk with him. This is what I supposed to do. I can talk to him, say, what are you doing is wrong. You have to act better with you or with your mate, your classmate. But maybe the bully kid, will say to me, "Okay, teacher, I will never do it again. I'm sorry, I swear." Right? But I really know that they will do it again.
In conclusion, we are standing that the problem is not responsibility of the school, but rather than society, right? Do you agree, Fabian?
I do not agree because school is the most important place where the values are given to the kids and teenagers. It is on schools where the children learn to how to behave and interact with their classmates. They need to learn that respect is critical among themselves in their other peer groups. The consequence of discrimination tend to end in suicidal thoughts, and we cannot allow for this to keep happening in our world. As a child that grew up in many homophobic and transphobic space, unfortunately, getting to overcome this treatment, I assure you that we need to emphasize on the role of the school regarding the education of the children and their interaction with the LGBT youth.
I understand. You're totally right. Really, I would like to asking you something. How can us, like educators, help in these cases? I will be grateful if anyone could help me.
In my opinion, what they are trying to say is that you must be more inclusive in your classes, empathize with the LGBT youth, and commit to make your students respect each other. In general terms, this lack of educational practices is a worldwide, and the government must act regarding these demands and implement a more inclusive curriculum to understand the benefits of diversity. Fabian, anything you want to add?
I encourage everybody watching this program to talk about this topic that might be controversial, uh, but I assure you that coexistence and respect between the members of our society is going to improve.
By hearing you, I think I can understand and do more as a teacher than I have ever done before. I have seen bullying before in my classes, but I think I understand better how these acts can affect to the future and the present of a student. Why? Because this discrimination and segregation could really make extremely negative impact in the students. I will try my best to change and make a good impact in the school community. I hope that my professional mates can understand this because the problem we are living here is relevant. The key for develop is a more fair and equitably society.
And finally, any last word, guys, to add?
Thanks for the invitation, Matías. I enjoyed the moment.
I hope that the discussion can be affecting in a positive way to the audience, and I enjoyed the talk. Thanks.
To your program, I think it was a good opportunity to discuss these important and relevant topics to us and of course to all of the audience and anybody watching at home. So I must say that I'm thankful for that.
To conclude, I want to thank all of you for being here in the program and for showing us your different opinions about this controversy and to have this discussion. I hope everybody here and their home learned from this discussion, and thanks again to Alan, Joaquin, and Fabian and the spectators for watching us. See you tomorrow at 9 p.m. on UAH News.